I think it's crazy that they picked me, but I'm really happy to be here. We're gonna get halfway through and they're just gonna be like, we don't know what happened. Somehow she got in, but it's just the imposter syndrome.
Back in September, I made a video discussing what could happen in the Star vs. the Forces of Evil universe after the show ends. Well, it's been 10 months since then, so I think it's about time I do the same for another show. This time I'll be exploring She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. I already talked about some things that can happen after this moment in the How We Are Shaped video, but today I'll expand on these points and talk about a whole lot more. What will everyone be doing now that Etheria is at peace for the first time in decades? And will that peace last? These questions and more will be answered in today's video, The Future of Etheria.
It's over. He's gone. Good riddance.
Let's start off by talking about the immediate aftermath of the show's ending. There's lots of stuff that'll need to be done in order for a sense of normalcy to return. First off, someone should do another one of those planet-wide broadcasts to announce that Horde Prime is dead. Hell, someone may have actually done that before this. It's definitely a sensible decision. Horde Prime's death means no more hive mind, which means there will suddenly be thousands of clones as lost and confused as Wrong Hordak was. As I mentioned in the last video, Hordak and Wrong Hordak will likely organize a movement to help these clones move past their existential crises and integrate into society. They can all get jobs helping rebuild Etheria, and they can participate in the Beast Island cleanup community service we all know is coming. But this is just the clones on and near Etheria. Suddenly being free of the hive mind is something that will extend to clones across the universe, and I don't think the non-Etherian forces will show them mercy. Oops. Maybe the rebellion can send a message to other planets that the disconnected clones aren't much of a threat. While the release of magic from the heart of Etheria presumably fixed some damage, there'll still be a lot of reconstruction to be done, especially since a lot of areas were abandoned during Season 5. I mean, technically the only area we know for sure was abandoned is Bright Moon, but it seems likely that the other kingdoms were compromised as well. Or maybe that didn't affect much, since the princesses barely spent time in their own kingdoms anyway. As the Queen of Bright Moon, Glimmer will lead the reconstruction effort, but things will go better for her this time around now that Mike is there to help her. He's gotta put all that practice to good use. Glimmer needs the moral support, and she knows it, considering the last time she was queen she went to Shadow Weaver for guidance. And she also knows to rely on her friends more and to not make such rash decisions. Last time I mentioned that Micah would take the reins from Glimmer for a bit so she can relax while exploring the universe, but Glimmer will have to ensure Etheria is safe before any space exploration can occur. While most kingdoms will need some touching up, they pale in comparison to Selenius, which has to be completely rebuilt after the Horde conquered it in Season 4. This will definitely be the tensest part of the Horde community service. I think Mermista will keep Ketra and Hordak and everyone else under a tight leash since he obviously doesn't trust any of them.
So are we all just like, okay with this?
Maybe they can win her over by rebuilding Selenius way better than it was before. The kingdom was already falling apart when Mermista was introduced, so maybe the rebuilt version will be much more stable. Speaking of the Etherian Horde, there may be some holdouts who are still loyal to the old cause, like the old Force Captains who go unaccounted for during Season 5. The princesses may have to give them a royal ass-whooping for them to learn there's no place for those ideals anymore. Though considering redemption is a major theme on the show, these Horde holdouts will presumably see the error of their ways. Scorpia will be able to retake her kingdom and finally put an end to the Fright Zone. And now that it's covered in grass, Perfuma can help Scorpia redecorate, and Scorfuma is the most wholesome ship on this show. I noted previously that Perfuma's kingdom, Plumeria, seems to be small, so maybe everyone there can migrate to Scorpia's kingdom. Or perhaps the opposite would be easier and the former Fright Zone just becomes part of Plumeria. Going from place to place will be awkward either way, so I guess it doesn't matter. As for Drill, while the Horde people will likely leave, I think Entraptor would like it if they left their tech behind. I think one thing we can all agree on is that many of the heroes need therapy, especially Ketra. And since the Infinity Train doesn't reach Etheria, they'll have to settle for the next best thing, meditation sessions with Perfuma. She's gotta help them get rid of their negative energy. I anticipate Adora and Ketra will do couples therapy, not because they're having relationship issues, but because they won't feel comfortable doing therapy apart from each other. It's their form of comfort.
What is that? It looks like...
It's a spire. They're the first wave of Horde Prime's invasion. It's what he's doing to Etheria right now.
This planet. He destroyed it.
Thanks to the efforts of Horde Prime, most of the universe is completely unmagical. There are only 2 known planets that still possess magic, and one of them is pretty much uninhabitable. Thus, the Best Friend Squad's goal after things get stable again on Etheria is to travel to these magic-deprived planets and bring back this precious resource which was unfairly taken from them years before. Obviously, they can't bring magic everywhere, what with the universe being unimaginably large, but they'll travel to as many planets as they can before they all settle down to start families. They can meet up with the Star siblings again, as well as meet the other rebellious groups that the siblings inspired to fight back against Prime. We don't know too much about them, so maybe they and the siblings and the squad can have a big rebellion party in space. They can also help find any clones who are still in space and possibly causing trouble with their existential crisis. There's also probably a lot of crashed galactic horde ships Entrapta would love to scavenge for parts. One planet that the squad will want to find, but might not necessarily want to bring magic to, is Adora's home planet. Something that isn't explored much in the series is how Adora feels about her biological family. Although she's seemingly content with her found family on Etheria, the fact that she has another family out there somewhere probably troubles her. Especially the fact that from their perspective, their infant daughter mysteriously disappeared one night and she's been missing ever since. She'd want to find this planet not to ease her own pain, but to ease theirs. She wants them to know that she's alive, she's okay, she's accomplished great things. They don't have to mourn for her anymore. It would probably be a happy experience for Adora to finally meet her real parents and perhaps a twin brother. While it's not impossible for Masters of the Universe Revelation to reference She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, it's important to remember that Revelation is a sequel to the original He-Man series, and thus any references to She-Ra characters will presumably be towards the original versions, not the reboot ones. We'll just have to wait and see. Oh, and if the best friend squad finds Adora's family, then Catcher will have to deal with everyone's worst nightmare. In-laws.
Stay away from me!
As for why the best friend squad might be hesitant to bring magic to this planet, well, these are the last of the first ones, so it's possible that ancient First One's beliefs regarding magic were passed down over 1,000 years. If this is the case, then perhaps Adora can teach them that magic isn't to be weaponized, and if the people don't listen, no magic for them. Although bringing magic back into the universe will certainly be an exciting adventure, the best friend squad will eventually have to head back to Etheria to pursue their next big goal. Not that they'll never go back into space. I imagine they'll do periodic space missions for the rest of their lives.
The portal exists somewhere in our world, and as long as it's still open, it's gonna keep destabilizing reality, making things disappear faster and faster until BAM! There's nothing left! Which is a bad thing.
The biggest She-Ra plot thread left unresolved is Angela's fate. She was left stranded between dimensions after deactivating the portal, and the series ends with her still in that state. Is she still alive? Well, she's said to be immortal, but for all we know it could be the never ages but can still be killed kind of immortal. However, even if that is the case for Angela, I say she's still alive because of this moment in the finale. Is this simply just Glimmer seeing a vision of her mother, or is this Angela managing to reach out of the void she's stuck in to push Glimmer forward? I'm going with the latter. I think that while on the returning magic quest, Glimmer will remember this incident and ask Entrapta if she can build a stable portal. Considering that Etheria has left Despondos and rejoined the greater universe, which not only means the planet's in a stable dimension, but also that they have access to superior tech from other planets, building a stable portal may be possible. Everyone would head back to Etheria so Entrapta and Hordak, and possibly Wrong Hordak, can gather the required parts. Not that they'll stay on Etheria for long though. Going back into space may actually be necessary for the new portal to work right. A portal in space would be much safer than a portal on the planet because if it explodes catastrophically, Etheria won't be affected. Probably. Plus, do you really think Entrapta would miss an opportunity to do an experiment in space? I didn't think so. I'm not really sure how Entrapta would find where exactly Angela is in between dimensions. I'd suggest using readings from the first portal and see if they're useful, but are there even any readings? Because I don't think there's any physical remains of anything from the portal reality, so all of the data Entrapta took there is lost forever. For a few seconds I thought that maybe Entrapta has a perfect memory, but I quickly remembered that she does not.
Our friends out there, remember? Glimmer? Ugh, the sparkly one?
You've met her multiple times! Oh, right.
Somehow Angela is located, and hopefully she didn't die between the finale and this point because that would be massively disappointing and disheartening. Presuming that she's still alive, Angela will be overjoyed to see her family again. Glimmer will apologize profusely for not being the best child, but her mom will put a stop to that, telling Glimmer she is a much stronger woman than she is. Glimmer, Angela, and Micah can have happy family time for the first time in decades. It's sure to be a wonderful experience.
Wait a second.
What?
If Angela was rescued, then why isn't she in this picture?
Well, in my previous She-Ra video, I theorized that Glimmer might already be a mother in this scene that takes place right before Scorpius Ball, thanks to the lack of sparkles in her hair. So Angela could be watching her grandchild while this picture is being taken. Wait a minute. Hold up. Hold on. Wait. What? Another project Entrapta and Hordak can work on is fixing the Crystal Castle. It was severely damaged when Adora destroyed the sword at the end of Season 4, but it wasn't destroyed completely. Entrapta can use her knowledge of First One's tech to bring Lighthope back with her original programming and personality. Lighthope can provide legitimate guidance this time around, and she'll be around to guide the next Shira, whoever that might be. But Lighthope won't be alone, she'll be with Mara. Her consciousness must be stored somewhere near the heart of Etheria, since this interaction was way too personal to just be a simulation. Some way, somehow, Mara will be transported over to the Crystal Castle so she can be with Lighthope, and we know this will happen since they're there together at Scorpia's ball. And said ball serves as the perfect segue into the next segment.
Just let me brush it! No! Don't let her touch me, she's gonna torture me! Do you always have to be this dramatic?
It is yet again time to talk about the romance department. This is a show with lots and lots of shipping, after all. Well, now that plenty of these ships are canon, we've got to speculate how things will go for them, starting off with the most significant one, Catradora. As much as Catra may want it, I don't think she and Adora should rush headfirst into all the romance tropes. Yes, they're very obviously in love, and there's nothing in the universe that can possibly change that. Their love literally saved the universe, after all. However, they've both been through some pretty terrifying experiences, so doing things too quickly may trigger PTSD for moments like this. The aforementioned group therapy sessions should help a great deal. When it comes to romantic gestures, Adora and Catra may seek advice from Natasha and Spinnerella, aka the younger lesbians wanting guidance from the professionals. Granted, I think they already know what not to do, but advice from a couple that's happily married can't hurt. Their love can only grow stronger. Alright, let's move on to Glimmer and Bow. Well, first off, we actually got a glimpse of their married life back in Season 1.
Good morning, Glimmer.
No, it's too early. 5 more minutes.
But it's a beautiful morning.
Oh, today's canceled. Go back to bed. I can feel you staring at me.
So yeah, Glimmer will have no energy before she has her morning coffee. After that, though, she'll have too much energy. Probably not as much as she had when she was younger, but too much regardless. I think Glimmer and Bow will do a great job as Queen and King of Bright Moon, officially leading Etheria through a new era. Also, Micah will get to meet Bow's dads, and the three of them will create a dad jokeception together. Also, imagine Bow and his siblings getting together for a family reunion not too long after Horde Prime's defeat, and Bow announces he's bringing his new girlfriend, and they're all ready to tease him, but then he walks in with the freaking Queen, and they're just like, oh crap. Whenever Frosta begins dating, she'll look up to Glimmer and Bow as her role model, since she's already adopted herself as Glimmer's younger sister. As for the most wholesome couple, Scorpia and Perfuma will have a lot of fun improving the nature of Etheria, tending to the garden that now takes up much of Scorpia's kingdom, and simply enjoying being in each other's presence. I saw a post once which said the two of them could get stuck in an affirmation loop, and I completely agree. You're the most beautiful woman on Etheria. No, I'm not the most beautiful woman on Etheria. You are. What are you talking about? You are clearly superior. And so on and so forth. Mermissa was in love with Seahawk for a while, but wouldn't publicly admit it since she wanted to maintain her aloof image. But after everything that happened in Season 5, I doubt she'll care about that anymore. They'll go on adventures together, which may or may not involve setting ships on fire. Remember to insure your ships when Seahawk is in town. Just saying. Entrapta and Hordak might not marry since neither of them fit in with social norms, but maybe they will get married and not tell anyone. That seems about right. What's that? Oh yeah, it's the party alarm. It's time for Scorpia's ball. I imagine big parties like this will happen a lot since everyone will need a lot of time to kick back and relax. Catra would be in charge of drinks, Adora wouldn't be handling her drinks, and Entrapta would be hovering around the hors d'oeuvres table at all times, etc. And this is the perfect time to discuss spouses having swap/matching outfits. This was a deliberate choice by the show's character designer, Ray Geiger, who said, "It started with me swapping Spinny/Natasha's necklaces when I first started on She-Ra because I wasn't sure how texturally gay we could actually get, and I needed people to be able to tell that they were actually factually and lesbians with each other." After that point, it kind of became a thing. Alright, so as Geiger mentioned, Natasha and Spinnerella swap necklaces, which their necklaces clearly go with each other's outfits. As I said before, they are professionals. Angela and Micah swiped earrings, though they look identical, so I guess it's impossible to tell. George and Lance swapped their favorite socks, according to Geiger. Catra has Adora's wing pin. Adora's headband here might represent Catra's, which was seemingly lost on Prime ship. She-Ra's Season 5 outfit has a headband that represents Catra's, but now Adora's like that at all times. She's still got the poof, though. The poof is important. Glimmer and Bow also have matching swapped earrings, and the same goes for their capes. Seahawk is wearing Mermissa's shoulder pads. What did Seahawk give Mermissa? Let's say that she's wearing these shoes. Perfuma and Scorpia also may have swapped shoes. Entrapta already made Hordak a suit, so maybe he made her this suit. And the Horde trio seem to have done a three-way swap. This is a pretty cool design motif, don't you think?
ready, kiddo?
Kiddo? I'm the ruler of my own kingdom. Got it, old man?
Marriage is very lovely, but many of these couples will want to take things a step further and have children. Being a responsible parent might not be easy for some characters, but they'll be up for the challenge. Let's start with Etheria and Catra. They are the main characters after all. Last year, Noelle and Molly did a live stream and provided us with this drawing when lots of people asked what a Catra child would look like. Presenting Finn. Oh, excuse me, I should use their full name. Finn Meow Meow. It's said that Finn is heavily spoiled by Catra and Etheria, who are trying to overcompensate for all the love and affirmation they never received from Shadow Weaver, which is something that warms my heart. Double Trouble is Finn's godparent, which naturally results in Finn having a bit of an insufferable personality and possibly wanting to join the theater. Double Trouble also provides Finn with an escape from their somewhat overbearing moms, but too much love is a lot better than too little.
The theater has many secrets!
Noelle also drew Scorpion with a bunch of scorpion babies, but I'm not sure how literally this should be interpreted, especially since Ray Geiger drew this design of a Scorfuma child, which the fandom has latched onto if a quick Google search is something to go by. And it seems that this child is being shipped with Finn, so it's good that the shipping continues into a new generation. I can picture Scorpio giving Catra a big hug. Our kids are dating, isn't that wonderful? If Angela can't be rescued, or if that doesn't happen until after Glimmer and Bo have kids, then they'll name their child after her. They might do that anyway, even if Angela is rescued. It's just a good way to honor her. If Mermissa and Seahawk have a kid, then the ship burning might have to go on hold for a while, or Seahawk will try to invent child-safe fire. Good luck with that, pal. I don't think Natasa and Spinnerella will have any children, since they're much older than the other princesses. Thus, if they wanted children, they probably would have already had them. They will be cool aunts to everyone else's kids, though, just like how they're Frost's cool aunts. I mean, pretty much everyone has adopted Frost, so let's be honest. I don't know if Entrapta and Hordak will have kids either. They don't really strike me as that type of couple. I guess Imp is kind of like their kid. After years of fighting in a massive war, it'll be nice to just sit back, relax, find new hobbies, and play with their children. Of course, the adventures of the rebellion won't be forgotten and will continue to be told for generations to come. If some power-hungry figure comes about and tries to interrupt the peace, then you can bet the next generation of heroes will be there to win in the end. And after many, many years, when Adora and company have passed away, it will be time for Etheria to choose the next She-Ra. And thus the adventure never ends. Hey everyone, I've got an announcement to make. This will be my last major video for a while thanks to college. The episode review videos don't take too long, so I'll still be doing those, but these longer videos take a lot of time to make. My first year of college was at home, but starting in late August I'll be dorming. The anxiety will be overwhelming and I'll have too much to balance. Assignments, commuting, drawing, possibly working, possibly socializing. I'll probably have to cut something out of my schedule to maintain my sanity, and if it means less videos, then so be it. I want to do more drawing. Check out my Instagram and Twitter if you want to see those. I don't know if I'll ever be happy with my digital drawings, but I need more practice. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take a break from these videos for now. I'm terribly sorry. I know I theoretically have time to make one more, but I'd rather not overstress myself during my upcoming summer course. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, thanks for watching.